All right. I think we're live. We're going to find out here real soon if we are live. So if you guys are watching, this is take two. Let's see here. It does look like I am live now. Look at that. All right. And I put it in there as Friday Jam Session Q&A take two. So let's see if that is better. So I'm going to go ahead and see here. There we go. Mike says, all good now. Justin says, that's awesome. Salama's there. Okay. So we had a little glitch there. We had a little bit of a glitch in the system. Awesome. Okay, cool. Mike's there. James, what's up, man? Good morning to you. Take two, brand rockers. Boom. That's right. Found you in the feed. Derek said, okay, cool. Yeah. That was kind of strange, wasn't it? Okay. So what I was saying before is that yesterday we had a couple of good calls one of them is going to be airing on the podcast. Not next Monday, this coming Monday, the Monday after. This coming Monday, Octavio, who's actually here, by the way, his interview is going live next Monday. Really, really good interview. And actually, you got to watch it, not even just listen. You got to watch it because he comes in with guns a-blazing. And you're going to see Octavio came in with a pretty good look, I might say, and just a great interview. And also then I interviewed Ty Linda yesterday, who's also one of our Brand Creators Academy members. And she just shared her whole story and really just how some things can look really, really bad. And then they turn out to usually work out for the better. And I think we've all kind of experienced that. But she talks about how she joined Brand Creators Academy about 7 months ago. And immediately she just jumped into email list building. And she's seen a spike in everything that her business was already doing, but she's seen a huge increase in sales, in emails, in growth on her social, a Facebook group, like a whole bunch of great things happened. So she's coming the following Monday. And you might ask, well, Scott, why are you highlighting these people in Brand Creators Academy? Well, it's a great question. And it's like I've said before, guys, there's no smoke and mirrors here, okay? I'm highlighting them because I want to draw attention to Brand Creators Academy and let you see how awesome it is. Why? Because I would love for you to join. And we're going to be opening on July 6th. So there's my, letting the cat out of the bag, right? I want to show you what it's like to be inside Brand Creators Academy, and what better way to do it than to highlight a couple of our members. So I just, again, want to be very clear, and I'm very open and transparent with that. Yesterday, we did a full email marketing review with Karen. The response was amazing. We went on for almost an hour. And again, that's exactly what we do inside of Brand Creators Academy. But I did that for you guys for free just to show you and to help you. And whether you join or not, you're going to get value from that, right? So yesterday was really, really good. If you missed it, go back and listen or watch that one. And if you're on YouTube, I'll go ahead and pop it up here. Maybe if you're watching this to replay, it might be there. If not, you can just go in the description and find that. But it was yesterday's coffee talk. It was really, really good. Well received. A lot of great feedback. And we'll be doing more. But inside Brand Creators Academy, we do a lot of that. And actually yesterday, my second call was with Karen, another Karen. We got a bunch of Karens who got on a hot seat. And what we did there is I went and I dove into her market and drilled down, and we found a new angle. Okay. She was thinking about going in this new angle that she wanted to kind of pivot a little bit, but we found out it probably wasn't a great idea. So I actually went through, it took about 20 minutes just to get to that point. Then once we identified that new direction, then we dove really deep into that new direction, and I recorded it with her, and then we share that in Brand Creators Academy. So again, just to show you that's what we do. And that's why I'm here showing up, and I love doing these reviews, or I like doing these Q&As, because this is what we do every single day, every single month, is we're in there in the trenches with all of our brand rockers. All right. All of our brand creators. So anyway, all right, guys, let's kick off this Friday jam session. What I want you guys to do, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to drop a question in the comments. Now, today, I am starting the jam session with the topic of how to simplify my business. And that came directly from yesterday when someone had asked, I think it might have even been Salama, or it might have been, I'm trying to think who it was, but doesn't matter. The question was how to simplify your business. We talked a little bit about VAs, hiring, when to hire, when not to hire, how to stay focused, all of that stuff. And it really does come down to simplifying. And I want to talk about that, how to simplify your business. So I want that to be the theme right now. And then we'll open it up for some Q&A. We'll talk about anything that you want to talk about, but I do like to have usually a main topic. So again, if we start to drill in here and you have other questions on this, just ask them and I will answer them. Okay. But that's what we're going to do here. And you guys know, this is like the highlight of my week. I love doing these Friday jam sessions. I also want to let you guys know that we always record these. Like I'm recording right now. This will turn into a jam session for the following week. So last week's jam session is being aired today, this Friday. Next Friday will be this jam session. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm helping you guys, answering some questions. I'm recording it here, and I'm also going to republish it on the podcast. So it's a way to be really smart with your content, okay? That's what we're doing. So what I'm going to do here, so my editor will know that that's where we're going to start, is I'm going to welcome everyone to this jam session, and then we can officially kick this off, all right? So this is how it works. Here we go. You guys ready? All right. Maybe a sip of coffee? Yeah, let's do that. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome back to another jam session. Man, I am excited because today we are going to be diving into a topic that was discussed in one of our past coffee talks. And it was, Scott, how do I simplify my business? I feel like I'm going in 100 directions. I feel like I'm busy, but I don't know if I'm really productive. How do I simplify my business? And the one thing that I want to be very clear here is that as your business grows, it can become more complex. Or in the beginning, it's not even complex. It's just what business model, what market, what niche, what sub niche, am I doing all the right things? Is my content good enough? Right? You have all that stuff that kind of gets in the way. So you're really complicating the process when in the beginning, it's really about simplifying that process. So no matter if you're listening to this and you're like, you know what? I'm just starting and I'm just overwhelmed and I'm thinking that I got to do 100 different things. You don't, okay? You do not. If you are listening to this or watching this and you're like, well, Scott, I just feel like my business is growing. I was at 6 figures. Now I'm at 7 figures. And now I feel like my business is even more complex. And now I feel busier than ever and more overwhelmed than ever. How do I simplify this? So I think either side, either place of where you're at, it does come down to really understanding what your business looks like and where are the drivers, okay? Where are the things in your business or in the start of your business that is the best use of your time, right? We can sit here and be busy every single minute of the day, right? We can go, oh, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to work on that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But does it really move the needle? Or does it really push you closer to where you want to go, right? The one thing I would say is if you're in the beginning stages, okay, you can get into that overwhelm of consuming content and not knowing, because you're consuming so much content, you don't know what is the right thing to do, right? And that's partly why I decided to create this, the playbook, all right? If you're listening to this, you can't see it. I'm holding it up once again. Okay. And the reason why I did that is because if you can just put the blinders on and look and see exactly where you're going, then nothing else is going to get in your way. So number one, you got to get rid of distractions and you got to get very, very focused. Okay. And to simplify, then all we're doing is we're looking at the big picture. Then we're looking at, and so let me just kind of back up. If we're going to look at this at your business, where is your business in 12 months from right now? Where is your business in 12 months? Okay. If you could just fast forward right now, where is your business in 12 months? And don't tell me you have a business now that's profiting 7 figures. Like, we all know that your expectations aren't real then, right? So we got to set real expectations. Okay. So what is What is the level of success you would like to see in 12 months in your business? What does the traffic look like? What does your email list look like? Do you have a digital product of your own? Do you have physical products? Do you have affiliate sales coming in? What does your business look like? You need to have that picture, okay? So that's the 12-month, right? So you're like, okay, that's 12 months. How do I get there? Let's reverse back. Let's go, okay, well, the first thing that I need to do is I need to get my website up and running. So that's like project number one, target number one, okay? Big target, little targets, okay? So all we're doing is we're reversing back. The problem I see people making is as they're building, okay, they start to still consume a lot of information that might not be really focused on what they're doing right now. It's something off to the side, and then they get distracted and get off course. It's kind of like you're going down the road and you're like, all right, I know I got to go that way. And there's a couple bumps in the road and you're getting over them, and you might have to make a little bit of a left turn, and then you got to come back over and go on the right. And so you're going, right? But then you're driving, you're like, you know, that road over there, I know it doesn't go that way, but man, if I go down that way, I might be able to fly to the next part of my destination. You know, is it worth it? It could be, but really, you know, if you stay on the road, you're going to get to your destination. We know it, right? So you can't get off track. That's why it's so important that you commit to the process and to your target, okay? And do not get distracted with shiny objects. So the reason why people get overwhelmed or they get confused or they're not getting any progress is because they're jumping all over the place, right? So in order to simplify, it's really about figuring out what it looks like. So I'll give you an example. If I'm starting from scratch right now, okay, I'm going to be saying, okay, number one, I got to find the market. I'm going to spend some time finding the market. Once I find the market, then I'm like, okay, I got to build a website because I want to start getting traffic from Google in the next 12 months. And what does that look like? In the next 12 months, I would like to get anywhere from maybe 30,000 to 50,000 visitors per month. That's the goal. That's what I would like to do. Okay. So that's a traffic target. I want to build an email list. I want to have an email list of 10,000 people in 12 months. Okay. And I know that that's going to help me. I also want to, as I'm building out that content, I want to start getting traffic from Pinterest. That's another chunk, right? That's another piece. Okay. So I have 3 pieces there. A fourth piece would be like, okay, the other thing I want to do to kind of shortcut this and maybe get to revenue quicker is I want to build a digital product. And that could be just an ebook or a lead magnet that leads to an ebook. It could be templates. It could be downloads. It could be anything, right? Those are the 4 things that I want to focus on, right? And so everything that I'm doing is going to be driving towards those things. Am I focusing a little bit on Pinterest? Am I focusing on building the email list? Am I focusing on putting out great content and getting it indexed? Yes. Am I going to be messaging my email list on a regular basis? Yes. So it really looks like content creation, right? Finding content, building content, creating content, right? Taking my email list, letting them know about the content, communicating with them, building a relationship with them, letting them know who we are and what we stand for, or, you know, what we're doing, right? Pinterest is going to start building that channel to drive traffic back over to our website, our home base, and then eventually build a digital product that I can offer my email list, and I can also put on my website, and I can also create pins on Pinterest that can drive over to a lead magnet that would lead people to my digital product. And then by that time, maybe I've got traffic coming in from my website and I'm starting to get affiliate sales. I might be turning on Ezoic ads or Mediavine ads or AdThrive, and I'm going to start generating ad revenue. Okay. That's the picture, right? 12 months. That's all I'm doing, right? I'm not worrying about chatbots. I'm not worrying about LinkedIn. I'm not worrying about any of the other shiny objects, right? Now, YouTube could be a play in there, but right now, the immediate thing for me, it's not. Because to me, it's a little bit harder unless I am going to be the one creating the videos. If I'm not, then I can't do that, right? So I'm not going to make that a piece of it. Now, I may add that in because that will then add to the content side of the business, right? And it will potentially drive traffic, right? But a faster way of doing it is Pinterest to me right now. And then my content is going to be getting indexed in the next 3 to 6 months, right? So that's how I look at that. Now, if you're already up and running, like Ty Linda, by the way, already had a website. She didn't really have an email list, but she had a website. It was getting like 100 visitors a month. And she's like, I want to get more traffic. I know I need to build my email list, and I need to do Pinterest. Right. And I think she's also got some Instagram stuff. So all she focused on was building her email list day one, because she already had a business. She knew if she got the email list, she could get in front of her audience quicker. But she's also building content on the side that now she's up to like 2,500 visitors per month coming to the website, 10,000 email subscribers, which automatically raised everything up. Sales, followers, people on Facebook, just all of that stuff. She has a Facebook group now in the DIY space, and about 1,800 people, 1,500 people, something like that. And they're all building these projects, which also leads to her products. So all of that stuff, right? But she focused on her business was already up and running, but now she wanted to add these other components. So she's not jumping all over the place. She's like, email list number one for her, because she knew that she could get immediate results, right? Still building the assets on the back end with the content, right? Doing very little on YouTube, but a little bit, but more on Pinterest. And the Pinterest side of things, I think she said she's getting about 4,000 clicks to her website from just Pinterest, right? So that's what she's been doing. And we've been able to follow this process with her inside of Brand Creators Academy. Okay. So again, that is my long-winded answer to the question, how do you simplify? Well, number one, you got to get dialed in and you got to get focused on what you're doing and stop jumping all over the place. That's number one. And number two, figure out your targets. What's your year target? And then work back. What is your 60-day? What is your 30-day? And then work back from there and say, okay, what are my tasks going to be this week? And what is my 1 or 2 targets this week? And then I'm going to aim for those and I'm going to get those done. And then next week, I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to keep reevaluating, but I'm only going to be focusing on those pieces. That's it. All right. So hopefully that made sense. Let's see. What do we got for some questions here? Some live questions. All right, here we go. Kay, yeah, Kay's one of our members as well. Good morning. She can't wait to listen to our BCA members on the podcast. Yeah, and I'm going to try to do more of that, by the way. People that are in the academy, I'm definitely going to be highlighting more. Karen says, I sent you an email, Scott. It contains my lead magnet and thank you page with an upsell. Yeah, and we're going to be breaking down. That's, again, another thing that we do inside of Brand Creators Academy. Like I said, is we do these reviews or these audits on the websites or a funnel. And in this case, this is Karen's. And I may even do Karen's here on a coffee talk. Why, you might ask? Well, because number one, I want to help her and I want to help everyone else that can listen in. And normally we would do that inside of just Brand Creators Academy, but why not share it here and show you guys another example of what we do inside of BCA? Why? Well, because maybe you want to join on July 6th when we open, right? So I might do that one. I do have a website review that we're going to do on Monday as well. This coming Monday. So depending on when you're watching this or listening to this, we're going to do a full website review of someone's website. And this way here, you can see how I go through it, how I point out things that can be tweaked or improved or things that are great. And I'm going to be able to share that with you. And that's another thing that we do inside the academy is we do what we call website Wednesdays. And we don't do it every Wednesday. We usually do one a month, and we'll have everyone submit their website that wants a review. And then we'll sit down and we'll review them in front of everyone. And they're very, very helpful. Okay. So let's see here. Okay, so Derek says, what do you think about blocking content until they sign in with an email? I don't necessarily, I know that model. And what Derek's talking about is this. I could have people sign up with their email address to basically get access to a piece of content. And then every time I post a new piece of content, I could make it so they'd have to log in. I don't like that 100% because it's another barrier for them. And then sometimes they can't remember their password. They got to do forgot password, all that stuff. If you're on a paid level, different story, right? Because now it's a paid wall, but not for free. I don't like that. I think once they're on my email list, I want to be able to communicate with them and I don't want to frustrate them getting in. So I don't like that as much as just once you get them on your list, you just give it to them. Let's see here. Yeah, Justin says, if you are overwhelmed, you will just give up. Exactly. That's why we have to simplify what we're doing. And I literally just broke down in that little rant there that I did on how I would build another business from scratch. The only thing that I'm adding in there right now, and I've always done this in the past, but I'm adding it now kind of into there's two things that I'm adding into how we build a brand moving forward. Okay. The one thing I'm adding is Pinterest. So most of the time, unless I do the validation through the Pinterest validation process, and I see that there's not much of a market there for us, then I just won't use it. But most of the time, I think you're going to find that, and it's growing. But that's one thing I'm always going to be adding now pretty quickly as far as in the beginning of starting this. It's going to be build a website, add a Pinterest account, start driving pin traffic or pins from the Pinterest over to our website. And then also on our website, we would then point them over to Pinterest. So that's what we would do there. And the other thing that I would add in now pretty quickly as we're building our content for our brand is I would start to plan out my first digital product. And that would be a book, a guide of some kind, something like the playbook right here. So again, that's what I would add. So, I'm building traffic. I mean, basically what we're looking at here, guys, is how do I get traffic? Okay. What are some simple ways to get traffic? What can I focus on? And then how can I turn that into revenue? And generally I'm looking at 8 to 12 months before I start to see revenue, and that's okay. But if I can speed that up a little bit, okay, by using a digital product, then I would do that. So that's why that's becoming part of this. And actually we're incorporating that now inside of Brand Creators Academy. We have a training we're going to be doing here probably in the next month. So pretty cool stuff. Let's see. Oh, Debbie. Hi, Scott. How much is BCA? BCA is $99 a month, or you can do a year for, I believe it's $997. So you can basically get 2 months free. Again, right now we're not open. We're open on July 6th. But just to kind of throw it out there, guys, that is the investment, for being part of that. I will say this too. We're giving away also recordings from Brand Accelerator Live, which was our 2.5 day live event, and all the recordings with all the speakers and everything is there. That is also offered as a little bonus inside of Brand Creators Academy. And that's a $300, because the recordings are $300 right now. Let's see here. Okay. So Salama says, how much time should you give yourself for each step, like website, opt-in creation, etc.? Well, again, I look at these as little mini projects. So to build the website is easy. As far as like getting it set up and getting WordPress installed, like you could literally have that done this afternoon. So the first thing we got to do is we got to build that. Okay. And then from there, we got to develop our first piece of content. So then you almost immediately move into content creation mode. And that looks like finding keywords, long tail keywords, and then either writing the articles yourself or having someone write them for you. Once you do that, then we talk about, should we build an email list first, or should we do Pinterest next? I would probably say Pinterest. Then we do Pinterest, right? We set that all up and get that stuff going. Then we drive traffic over to our blog. Then maybe the email list comes in. And then we talk about, okay, what's a good lead magnet? Do we do a contest? Do we do an actual digital lead magnet? What does that look like? Well, maybe we're going to build one. It's going to take maybe a week to build one. So each step is going to be a little bit different, but I think every single step can be done a week at a time. So anyway, that's my answer to that. Mike, in 12 months, I'd like to have steady traffic to my webpage, some free and paid digital content, and an engaged YouTube audience. I think that's totally possible, Mike, but it is going to take consistency and just showing up. And then also, I mean, obviously, you're going to be tweaking things along the way. You're going to see a piece of content that did well, and then you're going to do more of that, right? The other thing is, guys, once you start to actually do stuff, you're going to be able to look at the data and go, oh, that did good. We're going to do that again. It works really well when you see, like in Pinterest, something does well, you do more of that, right? If you see a blog post starts to get some traffic, do more of that, right? If you see that an email that you wrote had a really good open rate on a subject line, do more of that, right? So a lot of times we learn by actually doing. And that will almost tell you what are the next moves. Yeah, FOMO, fear of missing out, is a real distraction. Yeah, Octavio, this is true. But I think now, since being in BCA, there's only a handful of things that you need to be focusing on. And if you keep focusing on these things that we're doing right now, you're going to be much better than saying like, oh, I wish I was doing that because everyone else is doing that. Yeah, I don't think that that's a problem for you. Stay with us and you're going to be just fine. Derek, the shiny objects we already purchased get shelved, but then your mind drifts back to how to integrate it into what I am working on, but it turns out to be just a distraction again. Exactly. So learn from that. If that happened to you, then go, oh, when I start thinking about that, don't do it. Distraction, right? Or does that thing help me in these 4 areas? If it does, great. If it doesn't, forget it. Okay. It's discipline. A lot of it has to do with discipline. At what point would you start a membership? It depends. I would say not right out of the gate, right? I think you got to build an audience. If you're going to do a membership, you got to have an audience, right? You have to have an audience of some kind. You have to have people that are willing to pay monthly for something. I've ran 3 memberships, and I ran one that was in the digital photography space, and I ran that for almost 7 years. And I didn't start that until about 2 years after I had already kind of started building that audience. I launched a full digital course, digital ebooks, all of that stuff before I ever thought about doing a membership. I don't think it's a great idea right out of the gate. Camilla, Scott, I know you have already said that you recommend WordPress, but I haven't ever heard you talk about Squarespace. Have you used it and would you recommend it? I have not used it, but I've heard, decent things about it. The problem is everything we do is on WordPress. That's all I've ever used. So I also see WordPress as being your own thing that I can take anywhere I want. I can pull it down from a host and put it up on another host. I'm not quite sure on Squarespace that you can do that. You might be able to pull your content. I'm just not sure how well it would be received on another platform. Let's see here. What are realistic goals to set like visitors and subscribers in 12 months? Well, I mean, subscribers on an email list, depending on how you build it. I mean, you can build an email list to 10,000 people in a month. We've done it. Actually, we were just shy of that. We were 9,332 subscribers. And we built that in a brand new market. We actually showed the entire process inside BCA, another little shameless plug. And we actually shared the brainstorming session with our members, deciding what lead magnet we were going to use for our giveaway. And that's all in there. But a realistic goal, like visitors to your website, I would say to get 100 visitors per day is probably looking at around 2 to 3 months. And then from there, it will start to grow. But then you're also going to see it might flatline a little bit, or the season, it's going to dip a little bit. But I would say I would shoot for 100 visitors on anything per day. On Pinterest, we can probably do that in about 30 to 60 days, maybe even a little bit sooner. But visitors in 12 months on the website, I would say I'm hoping for between 30,000 and 50,000 is about what I'm looking for. Do you recommend offering one product only for 12 months? Again, I mean, Salma, it just is going to depend. Again, this is another problem where people, they try to plan way too far down the line. Start with one, right? Start with the one product and then see if another one makes sense. I'll give you an example. Like, we didn't think about doing Pinterest training when we first opened Brand Creators Academy. We started seeing that there was a need for it. There was also something that we were using. So then it became a product now, right? So we didn't set out to say, we got to have 2 extra products and we need to have this. It just happens as you build, but you got to build, right? We got to build in order to see what is next. If you don't have one product yet, then don't worry about that. You got to build a product then, right? Why did you decide to offer one product and open 4 times a year? Are you planning to incorporate more in the future? No, we're going to probably stick to only 4 times opens. We may have some little secret opens. For an example, if you joined the Pinterest Traffic Workshop, we actually opened it up to them 2 weeks before, like right now, before we actually are opening July 6th. So we give them a little bit of a behind the scenes access if they want to. And that's just another way to give them a little bit more than someone that hasn't actually purchased something, right? It also just makes my job a lot easier. I only have to worry about 4 launches per year to open this thing up. After that, I can focus all on that. The other thing I can do, and this is why we did the Pinterest traffic workshop, I can pull one of the trainings that we do inside of BCA and I can open it up to the public for maybe, maybe a week. And I can offer it for, I don't know, 150, 200 bucks. And then from there, those people could then be interested in joining BCA, you see, but I didn't start that way. But the reason we did that is because we wanted to only focus on 4 opens a year. Gio, what's up, man? Scott, should I have my lead magnet pop up on my site within 1 second, or should I wait longer before showing the pop-up? What's the best practice? Yeah, we talked about this actually on one of our BCA calls here this last Wednesday. Yes, you want to, I would give it 5 seconds. And what Gio is talking about is as you go on the website, if you're using Hello Bar or ConvertKit, you can set that to be a timed pop-up. So the pop-up will come on after someone's been on the site for about 5 seconds. The important thing here is once that happens, you want to set it so they don't see it again for 30 days. This way here, no one's getting annoyed. Every time they come back to your site, they see the same pop-up, the same pop-up. We don't want that, right? So you definitely want to make sure that you don't have it set to immediately hit someone in the face. Tamara, morning. I was just wondering what my target would be for email subscribers. So thanks for that. Goal equals 10,000. Yeah, I think that's a good goal. I do. Let's see. Kay, the 12-month plan you described for Ty Linda is almost my plan, but I have another layer to my business, Amazon. So it makes it challenging to balance the two, but doable. Building my base website and managing Amazon, but I have been able to grow my traffic on my website via content building and increasing affiliate sales. Yes. Well, actually, Kay, Ty Linda actually has the Amazon piece as well. She also has Etsy. She has eBay. I think eBay. She has Wayfair. So she has other layers there too. And yes, she is focusing on those, but those are kind of like almost, they're running themselves in a sense. There's not a lot that she's going to do there extra. So what she's doing is she's just focusing on the other things that she can control. So there is still a layer there for her. Karen says, BCA is worth every penny. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Helene, another one of our BCA members. What's up, Helene? Actually, Helene, your hot seat is going to be airing next, I think it's next Wednesday, I think, inside of BCA. Either next Wednesday or the following. Don't hold me to that. Morning. Yes, setting goals is important. My issue is that I don't know what numbers are realistic. 6 months, 12 months, etc. What numbers should we be hitting on Google Analytics? And when do these numbers trigger using ads? Where should my traffic be to release digital product? When is a realistic timeline to expect 1,000 a month, 2,000 a month, 5,000 a month in revenue? That's all going to depend. But I know your market, and your market, we identified in the hot seat, Helene, someone or 2 people that are already doing the digital product, the lead magnet too, and also they're getting a lot of traffic. So I would say you can probably, if you were to build a small little digital guide or something, the ultimate guide to X, you could drive traffic to that immediately. So there's nothing holding you back from that. Just the know-how. And we're going to be covering that in BCA, by the way. We're going to actually show you that whole process and how to build it and how to run ads to it. But I mean, to get to $1,000 a month shouldn't be that hard in your market. I know your market. As far as traffic goes and converting that could take 12 months. But I think it's unlimited. I mean, to get to 2,000 or even 5,000 in revenue shouldn't be that hard as long as we create the content that people are searching for. You know what I mean there, right? Searching for. And then from there, we do that consistently. We build the email list, drive email visitors over there. We have Pinterest that's also bringing attention over to these posts. And we create a digital product that we can have a lead magnet, a free lead magnet that leads to a digital product that could start bringing some cash in the door immediately, which will also help you grow your email list a lot faster. Because, I mean, Ty Linda said this, she built her email list of 10,000 people. And from the influx of sales, just from running that, she paid for her 10,000 subscribers. So she got those 10,000 subscribers for free. So now all she has to do is send messages to them. Anything she gets in from there is gravy, right? So that's the power of the email list. But I don't think there's a hard set number. I just think that it's got to be consistent. You have to build these components, but you got to be doing all of these things together combined and have them feed each other. And those are like, I guess they're like 4, right? It's like content, email list, Pinterest, digital product. Let's see. Derek, what do you think about tool Elementor for creating web pages in WordPress? I keep hearing about it, but don't want to be distracted. Well, it's funny that you say that, because the little funnel that we're building on the back end, behind the scenes for Brand Creators Academy, Chris is using Elementor as the tool to show people how to build some basic funnel pages. And the reason why we're doing that is because if you don't have Convertkit and you can't use their landing page builder, which they're also going to have a digital product function inside of Convertkit soon, but Elementor will allow you to build these pages pretty easily. So I wouldn't get distracted with it. I would have it be, if you're looking to build a landing page and you need to build your landing page and you're not using like Convertkit and their pages, then that's something that you would focus on learning how to build using Elementor. It's okay to do that then, right? Just-in-time learning. What do you need to learn right now in order to get the task done, period? But we are going to be showing Elementor inside of BCA here soon. At what point should you offer affiliate products? Well, I don't like offering affiliate products right out of the gate until I start to get seasoned inside of Google. So I'd say about 3 months is where I would start to then layer in some affiliate products. Then also I would start to strategically build some posts that are around affiliate products, right? Maybe the 5 best fishing lures to catch more bass. And then I would send an email to my list about that post, and that will help to generate some sales from that post. What are discounts and bonuses for Convertkit? As far as if you purchase Convertkit, they have a 30-day free trial. Chris and I are giving away a bonus. We're actually going to be creating a bigger bonus with some more swipe file and copy and stuff like that. But they do have a free version. And if you go through our link, we'll give you a little bonus as well. So if you go to brandcreators.com/ConvertKit and you go through our link, you can sign up for the free account and then just send us an email, scott@brandcreators.com. I'll send you that little package, that little bundle, and then we'll give you that. So it's a really good system. I've used a lot. Justin, this is how I simplify my process. Their strategy is straightforward. In fact, you don't even need to do the 60 steps. I've condensed it into 4 steps. I find underserved topics, publish lots of new content, substantially update old content, do internal linking as you create new content. I love it. Simple, right, Justin? Simple. Break it down. It doesn't have to be 60 steps, right? Okay, let's go here. Let's see. Oh, Mike, I've used it. You can get more in detail customization, but you don't really need it to start up. Definitely can be distraction if you get lost in trying to make it fancy. Maybe after your page is getting more traffic and you want to make it look cool, you can definitely use it to upgrade your page. Oh, I think he's talking about Elementor. Yeah. Gio, when do you show the pop-up lead magnet to visitors to your website? Okay, we already answered that question. Okay, Salma, have you used Shopify? Is it not better for physical products? No, we've used Shopify. We have actually Shopify on one of our brands, and it works fine. It's more of a shopping cart. We don't use the blog feature. We just use it as a shopping cart. Okay, Mike says, I simplify by writing about a topic, making it into a video, using it as a video script, creating a pin, using the pin as my YouTube cover, and sharing to all medias. Perfect. There's the process, broken down, chopped it up, boom, done. Okay. Gio says, sorry for the repeat question. I got booted earlier. No problem. Okay. Okay, this is a good question. What's the best way to transition from Etsy to my own standalone? I'm in the top 1% on Etsy, but a standalone scares me. Well, I wouldn't abandon Etsy. Okay, Etsy is a great platform. Don't abandon it, but figure out a way that you can grab the customer, which I think in Etsy you get their email address. But find a way that with whatever you're selling there on Etsy, that you have a way of someone going to a landing page to enter their name and email address to get something else, whether that's a coupon, whether that's maybe a PDF, a digital download, something like that. And then you can capture their email address. But I wouldn't, like, a lot of people want to abandon like Etsy or eBay or Amazon. Don't abandon them. Like, let them work for you, but just have these other assets in place so that way you're not dependent on that, right? So I wouldn't say get out of selling on Etsy. I would, keep selling on Etsy. Use their platform. Why not? It's a great platform. So no, I wouldn't jump ship on them. Oh, and Salama says sip time. Thank you. All right, guys, I think that is going to wrap up our questions here for this jam session. This was a pretty awesome jam session, by the way. But I did want to just say, if you, again, want to go through and really figure out what is the right steps for you and your business, what are the right steps for you, and you're struggling, then you got to poke holes in what you're doing right now, right? And the best way that I have found doing it is to go through and kind of map out that entire process, kind of like I did right here, but go a little bit even more granular. What you might be asking too many questions about something way down the line. Start thinking about what it is right now, right? What is the thing you got to do right now? Where do you want to be in 12 months? Where do you want to be in 6 months? And then just keep reversing back. That's what you want to do. If you need help with that, I'm holding my book again here, okay? And this is the playbook. This is Brand Creators, the playbook. And if you want to grab a copy of that, go to brandcreatorsbook.com. If you're thinking about joining Brand Creators Academy, we want all of our students and all of our members to go through the playbook, because this is what we live by. This is what we go by. So if you want everything chunked down for you in step-by-step fashion, this is the handbook. All right. This is the playbook that's going to walk you through each and every step. The other thing is, if you do grab a copy of this, which you will buy me a cup of coffee, by the way, and I would thank you for that. But also, anyone that grabs the playbook will also be notified about when we open Brand Creators Academy on July 6th. Whether you are one of our book owners, our playbook owners, or you're just on my email list, you will be hearing more about it. Today I wrote a whole email on email on how important it is. And I also shared the coffee talk that we did yesterday. And again, I just want people to understand, just today alone, these are core things in the business, right? Depends on how you look at it, right? Like, I look at it like these are the things, these are the core things, right? Anything outside of that, I don't focus on right now, right? If you're thinking about doing all of this and then adding a physical product on right now, might not be the right time for it, right? Now, if you're a manufacturer, or if you can create your own product and test it with your market, do it, right? Like, why not? Okay. But if it's going to take you away from doing all of this other stuff, we can get to revenue quicker by just creating a digital product. Again, if your market will allow you to, or you can do a physical product. But again, I wouldn't go outside of this core right now. So I would develop content and do that consistently on a regular basis. I would set up Pinterest to get that traffic from there. I would build an email list, not always, but most of the time. And then from there, I would build a digital product. And then from there, I just keep doing that, right? And then all I'm doing now is I'm going to build a lead magnet that's going to drive to the digital product. And then from there, all I'm going to do is develop more content that's related to the lead magnet and be mentioning the lead magnet throughout most of my content. I'd put it up on my website. I'd put it on the sidebar. I'd put it at the header. I'd put it in a post, right? And then all the attention is going towards that lead magnet. All right. We're going to build the email list. We're also going to get some sales. All right. So that is the down and dirty process. All right. And, oh, wait, one last thing. Octavio, BCA helped me stay accountable. There was a simple process. BCA or not, just get started. Love it. Thank you, Octavio. And by the way, another little reminder, this coming Monday, Octavio is going to be on the podcast sharing his journey and kind of how he was stuck. He was stuck for months and then he got unstuck. And now it's like you took that rock and started rolling it down the hill, and that thing has built some momentum. And let me just tell you something. I don't think you can stop that rock right now. Octavio is rolling. So anyway, I just wanted to, again, remind you guys that, yes, we are going to be opening Brand Creators Academy on July 6th. If you are at all interested, mark your calendar. Make sure that you join us because we do only open 4 times a year, and this is one of them. And we'll be opening up for just 5 days starting on July 6th. All right. So guys, that's it. Have an awesome weekend. I will be back here tomorrow on Saturday. But if you don't show up for whatever reason, have an awesome weekend. And I will see you back here real soon. All right, guys, take care, take action. I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.